Hi there. So, welcome to today's podcast. Last couple of podcasts, I talked to you guys about a vision that I had about a hurricane and how the Lord was just kind of encouraging me through that vision to let me know that even though my life was in a chaos state at the time, that He was in control and that He was actually working things out for my good. And so I want to play that video today. I told you guys that I would see if I could find it and link it, but I decided to just go ahead and play it in today's podcast, just to let you guys know. Just to kind of encourage you the way that it encouraged me. If you are in a place in your life where you feel like everything's falling apart, that everything is just chaos and you just don't know which way to turn, I hope this video encourages you to let you know that it's not chaos. God has it all under control. He has a plan and a purpose, and He knows what's going on, and He is already working it out for your good. So you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to feel like everything is just against you and God is not, in control, because He is in control and He loves you and He has a plan for you. And so just be encouraged to change your mindset and change the way that you're looking at your situation, so that you can see that God is putting things in the right place for your future instead of destroying everything that you've built. So I just want to encourage you, and I'm hoping that this message encourages you as well. I'm not talking about one of the good kind of churches where the Spirit of God actually dwells there while you're there. I'm talking about one of the bad kind that's more like a cult. So, but that's another story for another time. So I was sitting in church and I got this urge to go find a quiet place and to worship God. So that's what I did. I went and tried to find a quiet place. And the problem was when I got ready to worship God, when I opened my mouth, I started crying. I mean, just uncontrollably sobbing, just letting out all the things that I had been holding in. You have to realize how I was feeling at the time. I was in a really bad place. So I was working a dead end job that I hated and not making nearly enough money. I was literally having to choose between diapers and formula for my daughter. I just was so broke. I was in a marriage that was literally sucking the life out of me. Like, I was literally declining in my health because I was just so miserable. I was having panic attacks because I was just overwhelmed trying to do 50,000 things by myself and with no help. And it was just draining. And so I was having really bad, severe panic attacks. And this had been going on for years. And so I was just tired. I really was just tired of the state of my life, tired of being in that place. And that's what came out. So here I am in church, just bawling my eyes out. And then all of a sudden, I get an image, that same image that you see on my vision board. So at first it was just like a still image, like a picture, like what you see on the vision board. So, but then it started to be more like a movie, which was kind of like an explanation of what was going on in that image. Because you got to remember, this is 5 years ago. This is before the actual vision board that I have for my coaching clients. So this wasn't really a thing. It was just an image that was in my mind. And so I really didn't understand it at the time. And so I started to get this vision of what the image was and what it was representing. And so it was me in this house, and the roof had fell off of the house, like it had been blown off. And so I'm looking up from this house at the roof, well, at the empty roof, and I realized that I'm in a hurricane, and not a category 1. I'm talking about category 4. The winds are just horrendous. Everything is, flying around. The rain is just, you can just hear how loud it is. The sky is completely just really, really gray looking. And I am terrified, absolutely terrified. So at the moment, it's like I kind of froze, like normally you would like run for shelter, but I just like couldn't move. So here I am standing in the middle of this house. And so I just start like crouching down and like putting my hands over my head, like trying to protect myself. And so I guess I was doing that for like, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. And in my mind, I start to think to myself, it's been too long. If this were like any hurricane that I have been a part of, I would be dead by now, or at the very least not in this house anymore. Like, I'd be blown away. So I'm starting to question why that's not the case. So I'm still on the floor with my hands over my head, and I'm like looking, outside, trying to see what's going on. And I start to notice things. So the first thing that I notice is that I'm not seeing what I'm expecting to see. So I'm expecting to see a lot of things broken because things are being thrown around so ferociously, but there's nothing broken. Like, things are still being thrown around, but nothing is broken. There's no broken glass. There's no like tables turned over or like anything like that. Everything is moving, but not like it would in a normal hurricane, if that makes sense. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I noticed that nothing is wet. Like, the rain is just really coming down. It's pounding, but like the house is dry. The inside of the house is dry, which is weird because it doesn't have a roof. So I'm like, okay. So I noticed that. And then I start to think, okay, I've been in this long enough at the strength that it is to where I should have some kind of scrapes. Like, I should have like been hit by a piece of furniture or like some kind of scrape or something on my arm or something. And like, I don't have anything. There's no scrapes on me. There's nothing. So at that moment, after looking at the things and realizing that, I start to feel calmer. Like, and I go from being petrified, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die, to, calming down. And so I start to stand up. I'm still looking around, still, suspicious, but like, cautious, but not so scared I can't move. So I start to stand up and start to look around. And at that moment, I hear a voice say, "It's not destroying, it's redecorating." It's redecorating. So at that moment, after I heard that voice, the image was gone. The vision was gone. So I'm still sitting in the church, and I'm still, I'm starting to stop crying. Like, I go from crying uncontrollably to have this vision, and now it's like more of a moment of clarity. It's like I had given all of that just brokenness and just depressed feeling, just tired feeling, just overwhelmed, just over it feeling, to the crying. And then after the vision, the way that I was looking at my situation changed. And so that's what the vision did. It was, nothing has changed in my life. It's literally comparing my current state of my life to a hurricane, category 4. So that just tells you how bad it was. But the way I'm looking at it is different.
Hi, my name is Amanda Nicole, and I'm a Christian life coach and divorce survivor. I'm passionate about seeing Christian women discover and participate in their God-given destiny. Many of us have had our destiny derailed by an ungodly marriage, which has left us broken and hurting. We stay in verbally, physically, and emotionally abusive marriages for fear that God will be mad at us, or that we'll ruin our kids' lives if we get a divorce. Most times, these fears are based in unbiblical scare tactics. I'm dedicated to shedding light on these lies and helping you experience freedom through divorce. My online school explores the truth about marriage, divorce, and the Bible, and I offer one-on-one life coaching for those who are seeking godly counsel unique to their specific situation. To learn more, subscribe to my channel, enroll in my authorized divorce online course, and or visit my website and book a 1-hour coaching session with me. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. Please consider leaving a comment, sharing, and liking this video. Also, this channel content is made possible by generous subscriber donations. To donate, use the link in the description.